Alok Sen from ISTQC DIT, Kolkata. Presently, I am also responsible for evaluation of e-governance solution in the eastern zone of our country. Now, my presentation will focus that in Indian scenario, how we evolve and why we evolve conformity assessment framework for e-governance solution in our country. As you see, in present days, our central government and also the various state governments has taken very ambitious plan to implement e-government solution. Particularly that many governments has taken mission projects and also in an isolated way. And ultimately our objective is to have the e-governance in coming future. Maybe it will take some time. But the issue here that as a citizen of our country, we may also like to see that whether through these e-government solutions we are able to, these solutions are able to meet our citizens' expectations. And at the same time that our government bodies may to see that whether that our vision for which these e-government solutions are implemented, whether the objectives are met, visions are achieved. These questions also come various agencies who are sponsors and also those who are the solutions providers as well. So this raised a systems of conformity assessment framework, which if we see here that e-government means that implementations of various solutions, external and internal, through net or through information technology or combination of this, and the communications with various forms like G2C, G2G or G2B. In view of this, our objective is to optimize the delivery and also the e-governance, better effective e-governments. But issue is that here the government in e-government scenario are not visible but present 24/7, and the dependence of ICT also gives a concern as well as risk. If you see that depending on the stage of implementation of the e-government solutions, the degree of interactions also increases. From our initial point, maybe only simple static website to the transaction levels. But as the interaction increases, the concern as well as the risk also increases. So although we get benefits, we get in the reduction of the service time, we get maybe the cost of the service are less, we get the improved customer satisfaction. This is our objectives in any government solutions, but also the risk in terms of economic risk, that as any government solutions, the economic risk are very high. The technological risk of obsolescence also, and right technology, using of right technology is also a question, and also the acceptability in our country where there is a diversification of the various opinions, issues, all these are there. Apart from that, as we are talking about as a user, we have some concerns whether we are getting the service in a comfortable and convenient way. Whether the policymaker, as a policymaker, we may have a concern that whatever the vision and objectives of the government initiated for these e-government solutions are met, or the transparency issues are being achieved, and as a solution provider, whether that the solution provider is able to provide the solutions as per mentioned in the RFP. So in specific terms, the challenges remains to the policymaker, regarding the fulfillment of the objectives, to the solution provider, the completion of the various milestones to be achieved, the user, whether the system is working as per my expectations and in the right manner, the funding agencies, whether that the fund, that value we give, whether it is, right proportions or exactly we are achieving the various output against that input of the money as invested, and procurement bodies, those who are responsible for the procurement, whether we are really are getting, adherence to the various regulations, we are getting what we are expected to, and the payment terms and conditions are being fulfilled. So, our assessment framework will be like that. We should address that end-to-end systems and component conforming the requirement for RFP and legal and regulatory requirements, and the user is satisfied with the service is given through the e-government solutions. And the body which assess or responsible to assess these solutions should be independent as a third party, then should be also competent to do the assessment, and also the process and the quality systems are in place so that reproducibility and reliability are there in the assessment, as well as the technical infrastructures, skills required, educations, training, etc. to do the professional work are also available with the assessment bodies. So our objective when we are planning to develop conformity assessment framework was that what is the degree of compliance are getting out of this e-government solutions. And the audience was, the stakeholders were the policymakers, solution providers, users, funding agencies, as well as the procurement bodies. And to be specific enough, there are different specific objectives to the administrator, solution provider, and the user as well. If you see the basic principles for which that conformity assessment framework was developed was the proportionality, that means that the assessment activities also should be commensurate with the value of the solutions. The accountable, somebody should be accountable, means assessment body should be accountable for the assessment that has been carried out. The consistency, reproducibility and repeatability, the targeting as far as acceptable open standards are used, and the transparency means whatever the criteria, the test methods and objectives and procedures are there, that should be transparent and should be accredited by some accredited body. If you see the placement of the e-government solutions is, first it is initiated by the government, and depending on the requirement of the domain, that the domain knowledge, rules, procedures and business logics are introduced, then RFP is formed. During the formation of the RFP and final selection of the RFP, conformity body will finalize the criteria, and that criteria will be used, maybe the database, and finally the strategic control will be with government as a whole. If you see the pictorial layer as a whole, the users, as you see that it is the same citizen based for government, and then there will be various electronic gadgets can be used to connect with the internet or intranet. Then there will be some networking, maybe it's a SWAN or it may be internet. After that, it is that the informations will flow through the gateway to the 3 layers website, applications and database, and finally the reviewers and monitoring with the government. And this data, again, if you see, the delivery will be the opposite directions up to the citizen. So the various layers here are involved, and if you also see that the various controls in forms of quality gate are also thought of as a part of the assessment framework. First of all is that from the interactions between the people layer to service layer, there will be government service, so there should be some criteria. Then if you see the service layer, it will be the IT service quality gate. Then in the technical layers,